What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new rebuild, and today it is going to be Southampton, struggling big time in the Premier League. Today we've got 5 seasons to try and make them Premier League winners, and who knows, maybe European winners as well. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and as always, if you enjoy what you see on this video, you want to get the rebuild file and the tactic used, that is all of my tactics, all of my rebuilds, you can find a link in the description where you can get over 13 perks exclusively by being a Patreon member. Let's go into, and hopefully, rebuild Southampton. So then, Southampton in the game are a 3-star reputation side. We're going to aim to work that up today. A 4.5-star training facilities, a 4.5-star youth facilities, and 3.5-star youth recruitment. The owners, they absolutely love the club, and we've got a bank balance of £48.4 million, so not too shabby at all. Going over to the players, we've got captain Jack Stephens. He's okay, not incredible though. We've got vice-captain Adam Armstrong, who, to be honest, I'm relying on him getting some goals. And we've got key player, a goalkeeper in Aaron Ramsdale, and I will say, probably one of the better signings they have made. He obviously come in from Arsenal, a big team. He's come into the mighty Southampton, but we're going to try and get the best out of him. Competition-wise, it's nothing too spectacular, of course, playing in the 3 competitions you would expect, and they are going to be predicting a finish for us of around about 19th place. So we are one of the worst teams in the game, but we have got potentially one of the best tacticians. So let's go and have a little look. And I've decided to keep it meta, and I've decided to keep it strict, because I have gone in and decided to play a 4-2-3-1, which I know is going to work very well with this Southampton team. Now, what I will say is, despite being a team predicted to go down, we have got some serious ballers in this team. I think we do a little montage. Bang! Cue the montage effects. Adam Armstrong, we previously discussed him. This guy can score goals. Kyle Walker-Peters, a man linked with so many Premier League teams, I'm surprised he hasn't gone already. He is still a Southampton player and one of the best wing-backs in the Premier League on this game. Harwood Bellis, Josh Daly has gone over and signed this man 5,000 times before on the free. This time he's got him from the start, so hopefully Harwood Bellis can come in and actually perform quite well in the Premier League. Time's going to tell. Legend of the game is going to be Jan Bednarek. He is on the older side now of 28, but a decent Premier Division player, and to be honest, one of the more composed heads in our first 11. There's more players that we can go over, we can scan over. You've got Ramsdale, you've got Bella Kotchap, you've got Bazanu, who again is a fantastic backup goalkeeper. You've got real good players on here. One that's not so good, Ryan Fraser, never does well for me, but we'll see what happens with him. But we are going in with this very aggressive 4-2-3-1, which might be the death of us because it is very attacking, but I want to see what we've got in the locker. Now, this tactic is going to change over the next 5 seasons, but going into season 1, I'm confident we can stay up. I genuinely believe that. For those of you that are playing back home, you would have had a budget of 20 million. But I refuse to sign players in my first season unless it's a certain type of video. So let's get into season 1, and obviously the aim is to stay up. We've done more than stay up. We finished in 5th place, meaning we have got European football in season 1 with no additional signings than what they have done in real life. Now, I will say, in terms of the player stats, we only had 2 players that got in them, and one of them was for the most yellow cards. The other one is going to be Taylor. Big Charlie Taylor coming in, who, to be fair, actually looks quite good. He put up a fantastic season with 15 assists, so we'll take that any day. And it's a 4-goal thriller in that FA Cup against Man City. Now, we are playing City, but I don't care. We're going to go 1-0 up with Adam Lallana, and the confidence just keeps on coming. Diaz down the left into Archer, back in the middle, and Adam Lallana running back the years, a 2-0 advantage. Unfortunately, Man City, you know, with Savinio back inside, into Haaland, into Haaland, what you'd expect, but we are still here, 70 minutes on the clock to wrap up the final, 3-1. It's a trophy in the first season. Same can't be said in the Carabao Cup, where we're not going to talk about it, okay? We lost, but that still is going to complete a very, very strong season, an FA Cup win and European football in season 1 with Southampton, a season where, to be fair, we didn't do immaculate. We done quite well, actually. We are Southampton. 10 losses and 7 draws, which I will say is very, very decent. But the real conversation is, how's the money looking? Oh, the money's looking good. The money's looking good. 113 million pounds to go and spend in our first transfer window. And this is the type of budget we need when we're trying to take this team to the top. Looking over at some of our player stats from this season, we can go and see Walker-Peters engaging in 13 assists, 17 from Charlie Taylor, 13 for Armstrong, Lallana 9 and 5. Not exactly setting the league alight, but getting very important goals, as we saw. 15 for Diaz, Charlie Archer. I think it's Cameron or Charlie. I do apologise, it's Cameron, not Charlie, with 17 goals coming in there. A real good season. 12 goals also for Salima coming off the bench there. We have got some really good goal scorers, considering we are not obviously the highest upper echelon sort of team in terms of player quality. We have got some players here that are absolutely bagging, and as I said, Adam Armstrong is going to attract some interest. He is not a bad player. But it's not all positives, because despite having a big budget, we have got a lot of players here who do need new contracts. Now, I will say the likes of Maxwell Cornet, a player who obviously has been in the Premier League before, he come in and he didn't do anything for us. So personally, I am not going to look to make him a permanent signing. I think that's pretty common sense. The same, unfortunately, is going to go for the likes of Leslie Akochu. He come in and he done absolutely nothing, so he can also go back. Other than that, I will say the rest of the players, apart from the likes of Jack Steffens, for example, and maybe Paul here, the rest of them I'll happily have offers for. Genuinely, I'll take offers for them, because they're not exactly game-changing players. And there are some players in this team who, of course, are on the older side. Anyway, Lallana probably has got one more season at best. You know, it's going to be a heartbreaking day when he goes, but let's go over into Season 2 after winning a very, very important trophy and a very important Premier League place. And let's see who we can pick up. Signing one on the free is going to be Wellington. He comes in, I believe, from the Brazilian league, and he come in and actually didn't do anything. So the first signing is not going to be looking too great, but he is a wing-back who can be a good cup wing-back. He's got good attributes. His tackling's a little bit iffy, but on the free and only on 12 grand a week, we spent pretty wisely here, considering the next couple of signings, we may have had to take out a few loans. This is not a player we took out a loan for. It's going to be Maximo Perrone, coming in from the likes of Como. He come in and played almost every game and dropped a 7.11 rating, enjoying 8 assists in his first season as well. He's an incredibly balanced player, very good on the ball, 23 years of age, and will be with us hopefully for the entire rebuild. And if you just pay attention, £12 million, now valued upwards of 56 million. We're also going to take probably one of the biggest gambles and sign a good informed Premier League striker. Nicholas Jackson was interested in joining. He cost me £70 million, but in his first season, he returned quite a fair rate. 17 goals in the Prem, 4 assists, and somehow only dropped a 6.86 despite scoring quite a fair few goals. This guy gets memed a lot in real life, but at the moment is enjoying some really good football. He's quick, got decent finishing. Over the years, I do want to improve his composure a little bit, but for now, it's completely fine. He's a great addition. We're also going to pick up Callum Hudson-Odoi. The great thing about this, there's several reasons. 1, very, very good for registration. 2, can play on the left, can play on the right. 3, he's young. 4, it's not a bad wage for a player to be on of his ability. He's developed quite nicely, and we have paid a total of 48 million, and he does come in and enjoy a fantastic season. 14 goals, 11 assists, and drops a 7.14. That is a phenomenal season, and what a window this has been. We have lost no players and strengthened by bringing in 4. I genuinely think there's a world where we improve on a 5th place finish. Let's go and find out. Josh. We have not improved. We have finished in 7th place. Now, I'm going to get the excuses out. When you play in another competition, like the Europa League, it adds a lot of stress to the squad. So I'm going to use that excuse and just move on from that. A 7th place finish isn't horrific for Southampton, but after spending £100 million, you would like to think we would have worked our way up. But do you know what? Maybe the players need time. Do win the Community Shield, though, if that's anything, over Man City. On penalties, again, a very scrappy game, but it is against City, so a win is a win. Unfortunately, cue the sad music, it is going to be all that she wrote, because we get knocked out in the Champions League, not the Europa League. Done very well to get to that stage, to be honest, where we are going to lose only by a couple of goals to Real Madrid, which I will take any day of the week. Unfortunately, the FA Cup as well against Chelsea, we are going to go and get knocked out. When did that say? It was quite early on. The 5th round. Did we get battered? Please say we didn't get battered. The 5th round. Okay, let's move on. And the Carabao Cup, the 3rd round, it is going to be a 2-0 exit to Manchester United. So, I mean, overall, it's not great for English Cups. But without being too harsh on myself, we have already got in some form of European competition. We have won an FA Cup in 2 seasons. We have won a Community Shield. We are doing a good job, but we just need that little bit more consistency in the league, because let's just go and see where we were actually weak. This actually tells an incredible story, right? Because we are the top goal scorers in the league, but defensively, we are nowhere to be seen. Possession, nowhere to be seen. Pass completion, nowhere to be seen. So we are playing a very quick direct football style, which is scoring goals. It's having a lot of shots, nearly rank 1 in that as well. But defensively, was shambolic. Using things like the data hub can help display this, because you can see here 2.32 goals per game, 1.61 conceded, which essentially means every game's a coin flip. We need to work on the back line, and to do that we've got half the budget from last season with £61 million. I'm not going to complain. We spent big last year, we overspent last year. We're going to try and not spend all of this, but bring in some good players. Of course, looking at the team before we do go in and strengthen, we have got to pay attention to our right back situation. We have got Sagawa coming in with 12 assists, 12 for Kyle Walker-Peters, so the wing backs are contributing heavily. We've also got 7 from Flynn Downs, we've got 16 from Armstrong, 12 and 9 from Lallana, which I imagine is going to be his last season. It is going to be his last season, retiring very shortly. Respect for Alan Lallana, my absolute GOAT. Hudson-Odoi enjoys a fantastic season, as does Nicholas Jackson. Also, you've got Diaz with 9 goals and 2 assists off the bench. Now, what I'm noticing about this team is, the team is good. It's decent, it's alright, but it's nowhere near a Premier League winning, let alone a top 4 team at the moment. And a lot of the weakness is actually in that centre-back pairing. If you look at Harwood Bellis, a player who I did talk about a fair bit, he is still currently only playing at a Sky Bet Championship level, which is not good enough, to be honest with you. So I am going to try and bring in a centre-back. I might also tweak the tactic a little bit, because it's very attacking and maybe it's a little bit overkill for the current stage of this team. So let's get into season 3 after a average season, although 7th place is still very good with Southampton, but a definitely not as good season, and hopefully bounce back. So the first player going out is going to be James Bree. In fact, probably the only player going out, a player that does not get in the team at all. He goes to Sheffield Wednesday and absolutely cooks by the looks of it. He stays fit, he does nothing though, so it's not a big loss. Signing 1, and the only expensive signing, is going to be Radu Dragusin. Now this guy could be the answer to our centre-back problems. Of course, previously from Tottenham, he can play centre-back, he can play right-back. For us, he is going to be playing centre-back, and this guy is still only 25 years of age, a good standard division player, 15 acceleration, very good pace, good stamina, good strength, great tackling, decent passing as well, the complete package for our team. He cost us 45 million, and he has come in and actually returned some fairly decent stats, so maybe this has fixed up the back line just a little bit. He didn't. We also went out and picked up Biomo, so you say that, coming in from the likes of the Spanish League with Atletico Pamplona. He comes in for 16 million and actually doesn't get a single game, so it does surprise me. He was registered, but he did not get a single game. Hopefully he played in the Cup, so I would imagine he would have done, because otherwise he would have been literally down in the gutter when it comes to his ability. He's a very good centre-back, but might not get into the first team when you've obviously got Dragusin and Bednarek. Based off the best 11, he might not get in, but he's still only 25. There's years to come. And on the free, purely because he was on the free, you have to pick him up. It is going to be Edon, coming in from Lille. He come in, and as you can see, it's decent. 10 goals, 10 assists. He gets in the team almost every time. And this guy just offers a bit of everything. He's reasonably quick. He's got great agility, great dribbling, a fantastic cross on the lad. His passing's good. He's got great flair. He's got great technique. His only downside is that he's a little bit older. But again, if you pay attention, he brought him in on the free. He's valued at 83 million. So if we want some money, you know where to go. And that's going to wrap up these transfer windows. Obviously, a couple players on this page, one player on this page. In my opinion, a big strength season. Hopefully, we can bounce back and get some form of European football. Another goal-hungry FA Cup final against Manchester United. Oh boy, a great start there inside of a minute with Walker-Peters putting the ball in the box, and it is going to be a failed clearance, and Hudson-Odoi is going to make it 2-0 in 17 minutes as Manchester United build up through the middle, outside into Garnacho, little cut in, and it's an own goal from Dragusin, the new man. We do not like to see that, but we are going to bounce back and wrap up this final 3-1 with the new man. Let's have it. We have gone and bounced back in style in the Premier League, a 4th place finish, securing Champions League football. Once again, apart from Aaron Ramsdale in the clean sheets, we have not got many players that are really lighting up the league, but we're getting the job done. We only lost 9 games, so definitely an improvement. And for me, I will take going from 7th to 4th and winning the trophy any day. You know what? I'm going to take this. We have improved at the back, and I mean significantly. We are now second place best when it comes to conceding, and we are now up to joint third with Liverpool and City when it comes to clean sheets. We're putting in a ton of tackles. Our possession is still not quite there. The goals, we are going to fall behind a little bit, but of course, it's clearly working out to sacrifice a few goals to be better defensively. We are performing better, so at least that's making sense. Super League, we could have won that. We get all the way to the final against a Brighton team, which I feel like we could have beaten, but on the day, they're a little bit too strong. In the Carabao Cup, as you can see, knocked out in the quarterfinals against Manchester United, where we are going to lose 2-0. But I mean, overall, we'll take it. It is going to be a top 4 finish and an FA Cup, a Europa League final. We can't really complain. Money-wise, we have got a budget of £60 million to go and spend, practically the same as last season, so we can make the same sort of signings, maybe 2 to 3 big names coming in to help improve this team. But going over, let's actually go and see who played well, because apparently our team's come to life. Looking at our team, I'll be honest with you, you've got Aaron Ramsdale here with an assist, just to showcase that. We've got the right back with 17 assists. This guy here is going seriously under the radar. What an absolute baller he is turning out to be. We've also got Dragusin with 7 goals, I imagine, from set pieces. We've got 9 assists from Kyle Walker-Peters, a bit of a quieter season. A lot of these people are wanted by Fulham for Walker-Peters. Dragusin is wanted by a Saudi team. Please don't go. Our right back is also wanted by a Saudi team. That is never good. The only disappointment so far, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to call them out actually, live on this video. Perone and Downs have been absolutely bang average, so I might try and bring in a bit more of a world-class DM/DLP to really progress this midfield. We've also got this man. Now, this man come in on the free, and he's done such a good job for us. He really has. He comes in, 16 goals, 15 assists. Aribo through the middle, 10 and 15. Hudson-Odoi, 17 and 7. And Nicholas Jackson, again, enjoying a very good season. What a signing this is turning out to be. His value, however, has almost doubled. So we are doing something right at this club. We are improving players and therefore technically having a profit. I will say with the tactic, I changed a couple of things. We went down from the attacker mentality and of course just went back to a positive, kept it nice and humble, balanced the team out a little bit more, so that has to be said. But going into what is going to be the 4th season, I want to say after a top 4 finish, we're only a few points off second place. I'm going to aim for a 2nd place next season. It might be ambitious. I might change my mind after the next transfer window if any of them players get picked up. But let's go and have a look. Signing 1 is going to be João Gomez. Now, previously of Wolves, unfortunately for us, he went to Chelsea, which means he does become more expensive. He is 27, but just look at him. Just take a split second, pause the video. Look at him. He's an absolute machine in midfield, an absolute tank. He comes in for 63 million, plays a load of games and drops a 7.24. Now that is what I call a good DM. Also going to pick up probably the bargain of the video in Matthias Sul, coming in from the likes of AS Roma for 13 million. This guy, if you know, you know. He's an absolute baller. 11 goals and 15 assists. 6 player of the matches. Drops a 7.35. He's only on 70 grand a week. And this guy has been described as the FM Messi by some, so I'm excited. On the free, you never say no to this guy. It is going to be Artur Fiata coming in from the likes of Rennes, where he comes in and just cements himself. A bang on 7 rating. He is simply lovely. He's incredible, gets the job done. He is on the older side at the age of 28, but for now he'll do the job. He's valued at about 60 to 70 million, so if we ever find ourselves in financial tatters, we can sell him for a guaranteed 50. A lot of teams would want him, and you know what? It's an honour to have him in the team. And that being said, with him coming in, Gomez, Sul, not losing anybody else, we've got a chance at this. Let's start our story off in the Champions League, where we actually beat Real Madrid 6-2 over 2 legs. So we're doing something right. Nicholas Jackson is finally coming alive on the biggest stage a man can come alive. So we may get past the round of 16 into the quarterfinals, where we beat Bayern 7-6 in what appears to be a big comeback in that second leg. A big game. Some pretty big players, which pushes us into the semi-final against Barcelona, where we win 4-3 in a mad comeback. Now, I will say, so far, we've won every game by 1 goal. Can that pattern finalise in the Champions League? I'm actually nervous. Champions League final had 1 goal. And you can guess which way that went. It is going to be for us, and it is going to be Nicholas Jackson. We are Champions League winners. Champions League winners, man. Champions League winners. And from the quarter-final to the semi-final to the final, we won every game by 1 goal. That is what I like to call ice in the veins. Incredible. Oh my, we have also won the Premier League. I mean, Villa enjoyed a great season. We've won it by 6 points. Finally, one of our players, multiple of our players now in some of the key stats. Nicholas Jackson, joint top goal scorer. Sewell comes in, third best performer, most assists. Hudson-Odoi, second most assists. And Aaron Ramsdale picks up the most clean sheets. Let's go over and see some of these stats. And there we go. This is what it means to us, because we are now not only top goal scorers, we are also conceding the fewest amount of goals. We're second place with the clean sheets. We've still not got a hand in possession because we are a very aggressive direct team, but we are scoring the most and conceding the most. And usually that means you win games. Data hub's cleared up now because we're scoring more goals, we're conceding less goals. Yes, our pass completion is pretty average, to be honest, but the goals are coming in, we're not conceding. This is going to be a great season, and there's still more trophies to break down. Let's go into it. To the Carabao Cup final now against Nottingham Forest in what appears to be a 4-game thriller, with Downs into Sagawa, our right back, who goes alone, moving like Trent Alexander-Arnold with a great finish there inside of 33 minutes, and 4 minutes after he goes again with a ball in the box as a dodgy clearance. Gibbs White is going to pick it up and lose it into Hudson-Odoi, the previous Forest man, and he's going to make it 2-0 in 38 minutes. And in fact, just a few minutes after, Hudson-Odoi loses it into Alanga. A great 1-2 there. They're going to go through past Ramsdale. It ends up being 2-1 at half-time, but we are going to go out and win it 3-1 from a set piece, a great ball in, and Dragusin. Unfortunately, the FA Cup didn't go in our favour. We are going to lose to Brighton in 2-1 fashion, and the Community Shield as well. We are going to be runners-up 3-1 against Man City, but to be honest, I do not care. We've won the Premier League, we've won the Carabao Cup, we've won the Champions League, we have done a treble with Southampton in Season 4, and you already know I'm playing another season because I want to try the quadruple. So if you are enjoying so far, please do leave a like, because we're doing a great job here. And again, if you want the rebuild file, you know where to go, because this one is turning out to be probably one of the better ones we've posted recently. But let's just go over and see how the players done, because they must have cooked. Appears they did, and this man here, Walker Peters, gets back into the team, filtered by the best 11, despite where is our other right back gone? So him, this is when you know you've got a good team. Him and Sagara are picking up 19 assists each, but Kyle Walker-Peters gets in purely because of the ability. Dragusin with 8 goals, Fiata with 5. This centre-back partnership now is absolutely rock solid. Charlie Taylor, not the best season with 3 assists. Maybe that's where the money goes to improve that position. We are also going to look at the likes of Downs, who comes in, and to be honest with you, 2 and 2. It's bang average. João Gomez, however, 9 and 13. A bit of money spent in midfield, all the difference. Aribo is now really fallen off, so we are going to try and replace him. I believe, to be honest, it would have been Sewell playing most of the games in there with 15 goals and 19 assists. 16 and 13 for Hudson-Odoi and 48 and 4 for Nicholas Jackson. Any other key figures? Adam Armstrong, still going semi-strong. You can see him with 11 and 7. This team, it's the Champions League. I don't see this as a Champions League winning team. That is purely down to how good this tactic is. But, I mean, the Premier League, a tactic only goes so far, and I think the players are doing a great job here. So, to be honest with you, we are building something very good. We've got one more season to attempt to win the quadruple. I have changed the tactic again a little bit. We actually went in and deployed a standard line. So we got rid of the higher line, the much higher line. We're now quite balanced, to be honest. Going into that last season, how much money have we got? Oh, wow. We have got £75 million to go and spend, which is a fair bit of money, but hopefully the contracts aren't looking too bad. Looking at this screen together with us now, we've got to worry about anything from 2008 on, sort of upwards, and it is going to be these players here. Now, Aribo can go, Manning can go, Bednarek can go, to be honest, at the age of 32, if we can replace him. Fraser, I want to gone at season 1, so he can go. Jack Steffens, he can go, and Charlie Taylor can go. So overall, Bednarek, if we get anywhere near 33 million, he can go. If not, I might keep him if we can't attract another player. But realistically, there is zero stress for me offering contracts in this final season. I'm liking Southampton. Season 5, come on. The signing one on the free is going to be Josip Satalo. Again, similar to Fiata, if he's on the free, you don't ask questions, you get him. He's 29 years of age, valued at £83 million, a leading Premier Division player. He comes in and, similar to Fiata in his first season, drops above a 7 average rating and has cemented himself with a bit of Southampton pride. So I actually closed my eyes multiple times when I saw this guy on the free, because I thought I was dreaming. He comes in, and I mean, this guy is incredible. 16 goals, 8 assists, 7.11 on the radar, and I've signed this guy for 60 million before. The money's there with this player, so if you are going to carry on playing back home on this save, if you don't like him, you can cash in. That's why I picked him up. He's a serious player. And again on the free is going to be Morten Frendrup coming in from Genoa. This guy comes in, only plays 8 games as a backup, but again, valued at 50 to 63 million pounds. Serious money. He's 28 years of age. So again, I look out for you boys and girls when you are carrying on these rebuild files, because you can sell these and then replace them with whoever you want basically. But when they come available on the free, you have to get them. It makes business sense, team sense, any sort of sense, you've got to get them. And this guy I have signed probably 2 or 3 times over this entire channel. Is going to be Festi Abosley coming in from Udinese for 8.2 million. He only plays 13 games, does quite well in them, to be fair, but look at the guy's pace. 19 pace, 18 acceleration. His tackling's actually very good as well. 14 tackling, he's got 16 strength, and the fact this guy cost me under 10 million is absolutely criminal. He's on a load of money per week, but do you know what? I really don't care, because he is an absolute baller. And the last signing of the video is going to be Milos Kerke coming in from Real Madrid for 41 million, where he gets 15 assists in the Premier League in his first season from left back, dropping a 7.26. And I'm not even going to say another word about this guy. You know how good he is. Going into the last season, looking at the sheer amount of quality we have brought in. We have brought in Satalo, Darami, Frendrup, a right back, a left back. We have brought in so many different options. I am hoping, genuinely, I'm hoping we do back-to-back Premier League titles. It's a big ask, but hopefully you ask, you get. Let's go and see if that's true. Apparently in life, you ask and you shall receive, because we are going to go in and win the Premier League just by 3 points. We do lose a few games in there, but we get the job done, and it is going to be Kerkez coming in with 15 assists. Also, the man we got on the free a couple seasons ago, picking up 12 assists. Kerkez, the 3rd best player in the Prem, and Nicholas Jackson, the 2nd top goal scorer, including the likes of Erling Haaland. So we'll take that. Stats-wise, this is where we come alive again with the most goals, actually facing the fewest amount of shots. Possession, still nowhere near. Conceded, we're going to be 3rd place joint with Arsenal on this occasion, and the clean sheets, joint 2nd. But of course, I'm not fussed, because we have won the Premier League. We'll take that back to back. The 7-goal thriller in the Carabao Cup final against City, our only chance of winning it today, and Florian Wirtz puts Man City 1-0 up as if they needed another world-class midfield player. As Aribo is going to go down the left and Jackson ties it up just after half-time, currently 1-1, and Southampton on the break now. 3 minutes after Jackson, there's a very deflected goal there. Darami is going to make it 2-1 to Southampton, but Man City on the ball. Erling Haaland is going to find Florian Wirtz, who goes through and ties it up 2-2. Southampton a set piece into Steffens, and that is one of the best goals of the video by far. Unfortunately, it's going to be matched by a bit of a scrappy hat-trick from Florian Wirtz, but Southampton are going to go on to win it with Satalo. Drives at the back line, ball inside, Adam Armstrong. Also got to win the Super Cup against Napoli in 2-1 fashion. It goes all the way down to penalties, but we get the job done against Tottenham in the Community Shield. Unfortunately, there are 2 things we didn't win. The Champions League. Real Madrid apparently are too strong. We only lose by 1 though, so I tell you what, we have got Madrid's number. We don't do too bad whenever we play them. And the FA Cup, the 4th round against Arsenal, it is going to be a 2-1 defeat. So it's not great, it is what it is. Overall, I am buzzing with what we have done though in this video. We have won them 2 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, a Super Cup, a Carabao Cup, 2 FA Cups, 2 Community Shields, I think. We have done an immaculate job, and I think any Southampton fan would want me to sign the contract. I'll be honest with you, the reputation is now up to a 4.5-star team, and this trophy cabinet, the trophy cabinet's stacked. It's absolutely stacked. We have left you a team which I am going to say is absolutely incredible. You've got players in here who are, I mean, the wing backs you've got in this system are fantastic. Walker Peters picking up 12, Kirkes with 20. This man who we signed on the free, honestly, what a signing he turned out to be. You could even decide to sell him now. He is 30 and you can still cash in. In fact, let's just see if we could... I'm not going to. Okay, we can't. I want to see how much we could get for him now, but you could get a lot of money for him, trust me on that one. Jackson, Darami, all enjoying great seasons. Armstrong in Season 5, 22 goals. 15 for Sewell as well. A great season for all of these players, and what a tactic we have cooked up with this Southampton team. I know it's a 4-2-3-1, but they are a weak team, and I wanted to get the best out of every single player, and we have done that today. You've also got a budget of £56 million to go and spend. £66 million actually. The debts and loans isn't too bad. I've seen a lot worse from other teams, and overall I will say, yeah, you've been given a very good team that you've been left with, and your challenge, I couldn't do it, but your challenge is to win a quadruple, which would mean winning the Premier League, the Champions League, the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. None of this Community Shield malarkey. Those 4 trophies is your challenge. If you do it, I'll give you a cookie, I guess. I guess that's all I can give you. Be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day.